So Kenya Airways is planning to buy 40 flying cars by 2025. Kwanza Vision 2030 ilifika wapi?
2030. Hey, 30.
Yeah.
What is a flying car? I think we need to start there. And what's the difference between a flying car and a plane?
And a plane. So a flying car, so the difference is a flying car doesn't need a runway. It's just a car that can take off. So basically, think about...
That's like saying... like multiple buses held together. I'm like, that's a train. It's like over 26. This is the Burger Podcast.
This is the Brunch Club.
Over 26. Welcome back to
the mics are cool.
Now, when you watch it, you'll understand.
What up? My name is Chaxy, the mastermind. You are main man. The beautiful Shawty for the podcast is away. She's here. The amazing Mwass is here. Part of the gang is here. Episode 19,
gang.
Check.
Carry.
Yes, sir. What up, bro? How you doing? I'm chilling. Good to see you.
I've missed you. Well,
I've missed you, man.
How was rally?
The rally was many things. We'll get into the rally.
We'll get into it. Hey, let's not record the people. Wait.
So, Nini, we were having... Wacha kwanza nikunya. So...
You ni maji?
Yeah, of course.
Same.
Drinking water.
Oh, yeah.
Sasa, we were having the discussion. Yeah, this is now over the weekend. Some of my colleagues. Story ya kuoga na kurudi soko. So, then msa akasema, siku hizi, wase hata waogi warudi soko. Wase wanaoga kwa soko.
Ukiwa hapo mbele.
Then,
watu wanapiga passports.
Yeah. Then, sasa kama wewe, kwa soko, ungekuwa side ya avocado. Kufinya na kurudisha.
Mimi najua nilikuwa nadhani unasema kitu ya maana this whole time. Jipatie mabulenje hapo.
And then also mseka Felix angekuwa saidia vitunguu machozi tu all through.
Nani alinikea kujana hizi jokes?
Sina kwamba si mimi. Hiyo shit si funny. Ya saidia avocado kwa soko.
Mbona kuna mtu amecheka?
Ule msal kwa anacheka. Wewe amtacheka. I'll pay you. I'll pay you.
Mtacho kwa comments.
Wait, uko serious si funny ya avocado kufinya na kurudisha?
Okay, hiyo ni noma. Juu pia napenda avocado.
Unapenda, yeah.
Na napenda kufinya na kurudisha. Avocado.
Damn. What are you up to?
Me was in Kirinyaga.
What the fuck were you doing in Kirinyaga?
Si nilitolewa plan. Unajua hata mimi budangu aliniza mnaenda kudu? Nikashindwa nitasema nini? Nikasema tu sherehe. Niambianga nyi vijana Nairobi mnalipianga nyumba kaunti nyingine muende mkae kwa hiyo nyumba vile mngekaa kwa yenyu. Ngoka tu chini watch TV. But that house doesn't have a TV. It's a very nice house.
Yeah.
Tulibond tu hakuna network hakuna nini. Ni ma story tu. Watch drama show flani like yeah,
reality.
Some reality TV. Today on episode 2-3 hivi.
You know, so apparently the government in Tanzania is putting a cap to men breastfeeding.
Oh.
And because they're finishing all the milk for babies.
You know, when you said men breastfeeding, like, wananyonya, wanapewa watoi biceps.
So literally, some grown-ass men, lunchtime, even lunch break, and cycling. So many of them are saying it's because stress levels are very high, and this is really helping with the stress.
Sasa badala ukunywe shot kama wanaume wengine unakunywa colostrum. What? The kids are now malnutrition, dama.
I mean, they have to put a cap now because Sasa. Wait.
But how will the government know?
So maybe it becomes a real thing.
Okay.
But no, so when a baby's, have you ever had a baby's breastfeeding? For real?
I'm gonna say this. There's a time I was sucking a titty and something came out.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It was like a mom to like a 3-year-old. You as well? Okay. Have you ever? I've now breastfed by one. I wasn't going there for the milk, but I did get some, and it's very sugary.
That's why your immunity. That's why you have good immunity.
Colostrum. Yes, me. What do you do for your skin?
I cycle at noon.
Nendanga Lamar's class. Single mom Lamar's class. Nika like, hey, I see you're expecting. Yay. Have you ever?
I have.
By choice.
I'm very pro-choice.
Alex, you have something to say?
Honestly, I was curious. I was
That's
just
our mic.
curious. I was just curious.
Alex, have you ever? Usijali utaonekana.
Did what?
Have you
Have you ever
suckled?
breastfed?
I can't confirm.
Can neither deny nor confirm.
But you did.
It was honest work.
I need my lawyer present before I can answer some questions. Yay.
Honestly, mine was just out of curiosity because why not?
Okay.
Yeah. It didn't taste it nice, so I've not done it again.
I still prefer my flavored milk.
Do you know? I breastfed. I think until I was maybe in like class 2 or something. Like I'd come from school, then I'd go and breastfeed. I swear. Like
Mbona tu anaongeanga hizi vitu unprovoked. Umetuambia tu siri zako zenye unafaa kufa nazo.
no, it's true though.
Unprovoked.
Like, but
yeah.
then my mom would say that's why I have like really good immunity.
Okay.
Because a lot of the kids who didn't get a chance to breastfeed, most of them, get sick.
I don't know how long I breastfed for. I'll ask my dad.
I mean, sinijuzi tu.
Your story, but this story really happened when I think maybe 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering. Oh, it's for long funny school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Tanzanians wameban breastfeeding. Men wanamalizia toy food.
Wanamaliza toy food. But you are showing me the thing of the lady who's okay. What do we call this?
Is it a fetish? No. It's a what? The babe who's dating a fence.
Yes. Is it like a specific fence or it's just any fence? Like
That
she's attracted
specific
fences?
fence, yeah.
Yeah.
So she said she's seen a lot of fences in her life, but this particular one caught her eye and she's physically attracted to it and they have sex and everything. Anakalienga fence.
Okay. So she sits on the fence and then how does the sex happen?
I don't know. I don't know if the fence is parking. But I was reading about it and they're saying she came to the limelight after there's a documentary by BBC about how weird attraction to inanimate objects. And it's a scientific thing. Like scientists are yet to get to know why, but it's something like the chemical, whatever in the brains, lead you to be attracted to. Like there's that guy who's like fucks his car. There's those guys who are attracted to pianos. Now for this baby, it's a fence. And previously, she was married to the Eiffel Tower. It sounds stupid. Of course, she's a white woman. Goes without saying. There's no Hakuna Davante anapenda mafence. But yeah, she was married to the Eiffel Tower. I don't know if they've divorced.
So now the Eiffel Tower is the fence now.
Yeah. So I don't know if, but it's weird.
What is it about the fence? Does she say?
Yeah, this is my phone. But so it's Nini. She says she first got attracted to it because of how it looked. And then they got intimate. I just have one question. Can a fence consent? That's a good.
Because I'm physically attracted to fence. I want to see if it's a fence that is made of plants. Plants are living things.
No, it's a brown fence. It's a brown fence, and then there's a picture of her sitting on it.
How did so quote unquote? How did she find love in a fence? She says, I did not expect to find a fence like this here at all. I mean, this is the shape that I like so much. Those angles, fabulous.
Let me ask, who owns the fence? Because mimi nikienda home kuna dem anakuja kunishow ni bwanangu on my property.
And then she says, oh my God, she's hugging it. She says, fences are such dangerous objects for me because they're so perfect in their geometry. I mean, I have to say there's a lot of physical stuff going on right now. I'm definitely physically attracted to this fence and I would like to get to know this fence better. Yeah, that's her. And then there's a picture of her hugging that fence.
It's like a bluff fence.
Is this a weird attraction though?
I think any attraction to like an inanimate object. Is it inanimate? Am I inanimate? That one. Yeah. Anything that's not alive.
Whatever.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
But now it's weird. Like I'd rather say I'm attracted to a mannequin. That's less weird.
Okay,
because it's closer to being a human, you know. Yeah. But like a fence, you know, like it's like saying I'm attracted to this microphone. I think the difference in the object, the weirder it gets.
Yeah, I'm just like, I would like to know what about the fence. Because she's speaking about geometry and whatnot. I'd like to know what about that exactly gives her a kick.
Yeah.
But it's interesting times we live in. I'm sure we'll have a name for it.
Yeah.
Shawty
For the fences. Someone said that in that relationship, it will be very easy to draw boundaries. Guys are having such a blast online. I don't know who tweeted that, but that was funny.
Yeah.
But
now, talk about fences and the forest. So you saw the video of the dude. So this looks like Garden City, no?
Yes.
Looks like Garden City. There's a lady doing an interview, asking random questions, and then I think she asks the dude if he knows where the name Nairobi comes from.
Yeah.
And then he says, comes from the Masai niggas.
them Masai niggas.
Them Masai niggas.
Which is true.
Like so the thing about this kid is he knew his history. Because when he didn't know Wangari Maathai's name, he'd forgotten the name.
Yeah.
So he was like, Shawty for the forest. Why didn't we get that video?
Yeah.
I wish we could play it.
We'll place it somewhere.
have
We'll place it on the edit.
No, we can place it on the edit, actually, yeah. Which reminds me of a conversation we were supposed to have a few episodes back about Gen Z and the workplace. Because this is something that has been happening for a while. So when I saw this, what I liked is people people didn't kill this kid for what he said, because he had his facts though. Like he got everything correct. It's just the way he expresses himself though. But Shawty for the forest.
But I saw someone say like, flog that kid immediately in front of everyone.
Why?
Can't disrespect Wangari Maathai like that, bro. Hey,
Shawty for the forest.
You think getting a Nobel is slight work? Z.
Shawty for the podcast. Which other Shawtys do you know?
I know that Shawty for the Ivory Coast. But the coast is silent. If you know, you know. Msifanye nifinyo makei.
Oh my gosh. Then you know Shawty. There's
me know Shawty for the podcast. Shout out to Mariah.
There's a Shawty for the running mate.
Yeah, they Shawty for the running mate.
Yeah. Asimio.
You know, when I was in Kirinyaga, I saw like that billboard for Smiro Netiki.
That's
there. Yeah, I took a photo of it.
Oh my God.
It's this babe, alafu now they've zoomed in on her smile and it's bigger than the picture of her.
Yeah.
Ukiona smile ujue, Kirinyaga will smile for life. Oh my God, politics is so stupid. Which reminds me.
I also saw a billboard of a lady. I don't remember what position she's vying for. But then it was just her like start showing her ass. You've seen it?
Oh no, that was photoshopped. I remember it. Ati kazi mbele matako nyuma or something. Kazi mbele matako nyuma. That would be a nice slogan.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, you're saying something.
What was I saying?
You're talking about
how. But I also saw like another fight. Politics. It's a money game.
Yeah.
These guys are spending millions or billions of shillings to advertise and to hire all these guys to campaign. Alafu kuna wale wana struggle. Wow. Kuna mse fulani nimeona huko tu Kirinyaga mko na mambo nyi watu. Alikuanga amesimamisha na mawe mbili, ni mbao iko na posta yake. Imekuwa mawe mbele na nyuma kando ya barabara. Like this guy is literally saying, please help me help you.
How big is it?
It's just tiny. It was like an A3. I'm like, wow. Alafu kuna ingine ilikuwa imeprint ya black and white. Niko like, hata una do ya color. Sasa tajuaje hii ni UDA. Hey, my God.
Oh,
independent candidates mnakapitia, lakini all the best.
Skia. Are you voting in August and why Wajakoya?
In August naka kwa house talking.
It's literally it's useless.
Juni meka dready.
Which your dad has a problem with?
My dad has a problem with my hair.
Remember,
it's not welcome in his house. So if I want to meet him, we meet at a hotel.
And you need to wear another kofia.
Kama sasa nikitoa kofia tuombe chakula tunaweza toa lakini funika.
Think so. I was watching this George Carlin stand up. I think from the 90s.
Hey, one of the greats, yeah.
One of the greats, bro. Fuck, bro. Man, I
was so
Carlin.
Profound. Wow.
He was so profound, and then he could easily find the right words to describe everything, every single thing, bro. Like he was a wordsmith.
Yeah.
So he was talking about religion, which is one of my favorite discussions to ever hear from George Carlin. So anasema, he was talking about how in church there were because he was in Catholic church. He was in a Catholic church. He says he was in a Catholic church before when he was stupid.
Yeah.
So when you go to church, they'd ask you to remove if you're wearing any cape to pay respect as men. But then they would ask women to cover their heads.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
It does
like the
not make
dudes,
sense.
you cannot get in covering your head, but the women have to cover their heads.
Yeah.
Like there's the paradox right there. It doesn't really make sense.
Okay. I wouldn't say okay, maybe stupid is a bit too mean. But yeah.
But anyway, so Gen Z at the workplace. There was what was that? I feel like I lost it. There was a whole thread on Twitter on guys
Oh, yeah.
on guys talking about their experiences in the workplace with Gen Z.
There's that guy who wrote an email to their boss and that here's everything you need before the weekend. Please don't call me over the weekend because I'm going to be partying with my friends. It was honest. Basically, alimwambia usinisumbue. Tuongee Monday.
Then there was I also saw another conversation. So the boss, this is happening on WhatsApp. So it's a screenshot. So the conversation goes something close to, I'll paraphrase as much as I can remember. The boss is reminding this guy about an assignment that was supposed to be done. Then this guy doesn't respond. Then the boss, a few days later, the boss checks again. It's like, yo, did you see this? This guy's like, no, I was busy. This is now when guys were working from home.
Yeah.
You know, I was busy. No communication, nothing.
Hey.
But then, honestly, I like it.
Me like raw honesty, especially at work. So you've all been in workplaces where someone is a bitch to you. Or maybe like your mdosi is not acting right and there's nothing you can do. So me, I'm all for these kids speaking their mind.
Yeah.
And kuna mwingine niliona amesema ati, you always call me on my off day, but when I'm at work, you require nothing from me. Why are you disturbing me?
But it's true though. Because I feel like for a lot of people, especially like friends that I know that work in different places, there's the respect for off hours is never really paid attention to as much. Like it's very possible you get these emails at weird times over the weekend. You're called in to do a few things when you're supposed to be working. On leave, you're still on your laptop doing calls and whatnot. And that's why I support Wajakoya with
4-day work week.
4-day work week. Muslims.
Friday is a holiday for Muslims.
Friday is a holiday for Muslims. Saturday, Sunday remains as it is. And then Rastafarians, it's holiday every day.
Every day. Million alikuwa amelala juu ya Prado. Like I saw that picture without context. I don't know what was happening, but alikuwa amekalia sunroof, alafu the next picture amelala chini. And then everyone is just like...
Then he said he'd also farm like dog meat and export because apparently it's very No, this is the news because apparently there's a big market for dog meat.
Where?
I don't know, bro.
I don't want to say it, but
of course, China.
Wow.
Yes, Chinese eat dogs.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
They do.
Apparently.
Yeah. Now they're in their billions. So can you imagine if we find out what breed of dogs they like and we breed that?
Even though tunalipa madeni.
So let's not tulipe.
So I supply for 30 years.
Of consider. But honestly, I feel like of course he's the Abdubadida of this election for sure. But that means Dida got more votes than even Matakarua. Remember?
Imagine.
Yeah, literally.
Me, I'm curious to see how many people will vote for Ajakoya.
Yeah, same here.
Bet numbers. What figure do you have in mind? First of all, I think this election will have one of the lowest voter turnouts. Mama, what am I
think so?
What am I choker?
You know I think when we're saying we're not voting, we're not going to vote. Because honestly, to me, it's just because it doesn't make sense. It's useless. And also, it's your democratic right not to vote.
Yeah.
Then I said, now because you've said we're not voting, there's going to be a lot of people who will come and say, oh, now you can't complain about a government you didn't participate in. But I'm like, yo, if you're the guys who voted these people who are fucking us over, then are you
Why
not
am I the problem?
Yeah, like, you're the people who shouldn't complain to begin with, right? I didn't vote, so I have a right to complain. So if you voted someone who's fucking things up, then you should not complain. So was it to go here? But anyway, so my weekend, WRC. Checked into Naivasha on Wednesday morning because so I was working. You know, the company I work for was part of the event. So checked in Wednesday because there was a core drive. The company was doing a core drive, and then also the shakedown was happening.
Yeah.
Then also there was Koroga, and then there was Massa. There was Sunset Village. So the company was partnering for both events. So
Yeah.
there was a lot happening. So we needed to go way early. So Wednesday got in, saw some of the cars during shakedown. Then went now to Sunset.
You're still working.
I was still working.
You're working on that gym.
I was
Ukijana alifanya kazi.
working on that gym.
If your boss is watching. Wait.
Imagine, literally, I'm sure you might have seen more cars
More
than I
cars
did
on the
online
timeline.
from Nairobi.
Because me, I was following online.
No, I didn't see a single car. Bro. No, get a mic.
Yeah,
Get a mic.
Because
Because we need to hear. That's
Let me
Alex.
tell you, Steph Mulinga alienda more stages than Jackson.
And to
Steph,
club, bro.
imagine.
She went to Hell's Gate.
What?
I swear.
Hey.
So
Which one is that?
I think Alex, yeah. I mean, so get in Wednesday, check, get some, look after some setup, nini. A lot of my colleagues came down as well on that Wednesday. So we
I
go
saw you
back.
guys having fun.
We had some.
Na wewe unajijua, wewe mwenye ulinitag Instagram kuniambia ati mulipiga selfie na
Selfie.
the Shawty for
The Shawty for.
the baby I used to work with, Ruby, and then now she works with you guys.
Oh, yeah!
Like at 3 a.m. now, and I'm like, hey, why do I have a DM from Ruby? I laugh with you guys. Like, Nairobi kwaje?
Are you jealous?
Yeah.
So that was the first day now when we arrived.
Yeah.
3 a.m. Okay, so we arrive. Steve, who's my colleague, decides that okay, let's do a debrief because now the whole team is there. There's a lot of things happening. Let's do a debrief. Let's have dinner, do a debrief of a drink. And he said he's buying. So you see, he when he gets to get alcohol, so there's like 2 gins, there's a tequila, there's a whiskey,
Hey, Steve.
and then there's a vodka.
Hey.
So 5 bottles. He's like, so Ipombe, at least through the weekend we'll have alcohol.
The lies!
So by the time we are sending you that picture 3 in the morning, it's because now we are out of alcohol. And it's 3 in the morning.
How many were you
5
guys?
bottles. We were like 8.
What? Hey, that
Like
company.
8, 9.
Tambia HR. Hawakufanya kazi hawa.
So 3 a.m. we are literally out of alcohol. So now tumepiga mastori now guys are tired because now. Anyway, so that's Wednesday. Thursday Koroga begins.
Yeah. Did you go? Ama you stayed Mass house?
No, me I was.
Okay.
So I went to Koroga on Thursday just to check out the vibe.
Okay.
Bro, Koroga had this venue, huge as hell. It looked like they were expecting 10,000 people.
So ngapi walienda?
Your day, tulikuwa tu sisi na wase wanawaka hapo. What? But
But that was
jana,
day one.
That was day one.
Okay.
Thursday, yeah.
Okay.
So day one not busy. Mass house begins on Sunset begins on Friday. No, begins on Saturday officially. Saturday not busy, both venues. But then Mass house, bro, they had the best setup.
Best setup.
Remember where we were last time?
Headlining? It was Vagro.
So Vago was headlining Saturday. It was more Amapiano. Akili and were playing. Bro, he made me fall in love with the Amapiano again. Akili is sick, bro.
Yeah.
His selection is...
Yeah, because Amapiano is going through that phase, which is okay for any industry and then for any music category, where it's being commercialized kidogo. So we're getting a lot of trash music. Davido, wacha kuimba mapiano. Steve Simple Boy, wacha kuimba mapiano. Harmonize. Okay, ngoma ilikuwa kali.
Diamond pia alikuwa na ngoma kali.
Iyo.
Godoro tumeeleweka.
Lakini mwachie hapo. Mrudi bongo.
Oh my God.
Because okay, I like to see artists eat na nini.
Yeah.
But you know, there's compromise on the quality of. But now with people like Vagrodi, wanaitanga private school ama piano. Ile ama piano imeenda private school. Selection. Proper.
He is fire,
And he's like 20.
He's 21 now.
What?
He's 21. Bro, like literally, right from the first record he dropped to the last, you are hooked.
Proper.
It's the selection,
Alipanga
it's
set
the
fitting.
transitions, it's the effects. It's just how he plays.
And then that
he's
thing he
magical.
does,
He's just magical.
That thing he does where he knows exactly where he's featured. Kwanza ngoma zenye yeye ameproduce.
Yes, especially his on record.
Tun. I'm not doing it justice.
No, Vago is...
I've seen him perform once when he was here.
Winning Post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Winning Post? No.
He did. He did
Major
Winning
League
Post,
DJs.
Deja Vu, and he came.
Yeah, he opened for Major League.
Oh damn! No, he didn't come for Major League.
Yeah.
But then when he was here, he came for way more, and he did all the venues. He did Spaso, Deja Vu, and Winning Post. So that's
and then
the
he
time
gave
I
us
saw
a fire mix, the balcony mix. No, me, I liked that one because it showed Nairobi. Nairobi yote, ile mbaya.
No, he's too talented. Like he's
dope.
crazy. And I think he knows. So anyway, so highlights for that's for Saturday. Bro, setup. They had the best setup. Masshouse had the best setup for the weekend. I mean, turnout was low though. Yeah. And also, because the thing about house music in Kenya is it's still very niche. When you're in Nairobi, it's very easy to assume there's a big audience for house music. Yeah. But then, if you compare that to other genres, it's still a very small audience. Yeah. So taking it out of Nairobi, personally, yeah, I feel like what they would have done is Saturday get a big headliner. Yeah. Make your money back. Then Sunday, you can now do Gondwana or Amapiano or something. Just an opinion. Because Saturday, Sauti Sol, boom. Packed. Because they're the ones headlining Saturday at Energy. So think about this. So you have Argo playing, quite a niche audience. Okay. The same night, you have Chris Kaega, Wakadinali, and Sauti Sol playing. And this is Naivasha.
Split the audience. I saw Edna, shout out to Edna. Edna tweeted that sometimes event organizers need to come together. Because sasa kulikuwa na gig ngapi Naivasha that same night. Bro. First of all, every club, every hotel had their own gig.
Yeah. And then there were some random gigs. Like literally, there's grounds ulikuwa pita, msema ameka 2 track na muziki and two parasols. 2 parasols.
Na napiga sherehe yake safi.
Are you selling tickets? Like what's going on?
Nilikuwa naambia alafu naambia kulikuwa na vendors.
Everywhere. So everyone like on the day in the spectator stages, which I mean I didn't go, but I saw boots too. Some wamefunga maboot and they're selling. But now, so think about Koroga is literally like a minute from where Sunset is. Right opposite, there's another gigs Ngomas. A minute chini ya hiyo, there's Energy Radio with their gigs.
I didn't even know that was happening. Sauti Sol.
Yeah, the ones were headlining Saturday, and Chris Kaega and Wakadinali. So now everyone is at Sauti.
It's a great line.
Sunday is Gondwana. Of course, the usual people are there. Yeah. But then there's Taras Riley playing a minute away. So Taras is packed, completely packed. So I think that's maybe one of the reasons why maybe there was lots turnout at Ma's house. But I think for them, this was like a statement. They had a bad venue for last year. Now they got the venue right this time around, and the setup was amazing. Top. Sound was good, the bar was good, pricing was good, everything was tick. Okay. It's just the turnout that wasn't good. Even the lineup. If you like house music, Sunset was the place to be.
Shida na like how artists wote. Me, if I'd have come, I'd probably have gone for Taras.
Because I'm like,
wenda kuona tena. Okay, Suraj, ndakucheki. Sunday kamara. Magro, uko 21, utarudi. Taras, I don't know when the next time he's gonna come.
Yeah.
He's a big act.
Taras is big. I've seen him perform live before. I think twice in Nairobi.
Hata ningeenda Koroga, ningetaka tu kujua set time ya Taras ni sangapi.
Sangapi ndo wende.
Midnight to 2.
Then also, Saturday when Shawty is playing at Energy, Oti Lebron is playing at Koroga. Hey. So, who's coming for Vago?
Hey. Ilikuwa tu wewe na Alex.
No, tulikuwa. Those people. Shout out to everyone who came. So me, I'm just saying, like, for favorite setup, Ma's house. Lineup, Ma's house. I was at Ma's house, but I was there on Friday evening, I was there on Saturday, I was there on Sunday. Okay. All through. And I had the time of my life.
Fantastic.
The only issue I had with Koroga is the grounds were too big. Bro, you literally needed to walk for like 2 hours from the parking to get to where the event is happening.
Kuna time Koroga walifanya hivyo pia when they had the setup in ile place inaitangwa Joko ni Langata mani wapi?
Bomas.
Bro, Bomas
ilikuwa kama youth forum. Delegates.
That's a terrible one.
Ilikuwa kama nini? Kama
rally. It's very hard to set up in a circular place. Sasa artist ataangalia wapi? Ama VIP inamwangalia wao ndio walipa pesa mingi.
So weird. But it was
mimi nikilipa VIP na nione sijui Taras kwa mgongo. Sunguka. Aro. Wey.
Whoa.
Marisa.
Hey. Okay, there we are now.
Jeez. So kama siren.
So it was so far, bro. The parking to the walking and then the dust.
Wow. Tumeona mguu zako.
Bro. The dust was a lot. But anyway, so shout out to them. Also, I think the choice of venue was wrong because that's where all the announcements were happening for the FIA. Okay. So a lot of choppers landing. They had these huge screens that had to stream the games. It was very government-ish.
Okay.
I think maybe that's why they went for it, because maybe there's an incentive, maybe.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they had the government. But anyway, shout out to them, man. It's good to see Koroga back. I'm happy Koroga is back.
Def.
I'd like to see Blankets back.
Definitely.
Mudhoni bana.
Tupatie kitu.
Please.
It's about time.
It's about time, But anyway, so that's I didn't see. Hopefully next year I can see the cars for once. I can see the action.
Did you see the cars last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Because on Friday we went to Kedong last year. So I know. Stop. So on Friday last year we went to Kedong. So tulikuwa hapo. I think that's the first time me and even we bonded over tattoos and
like
drinks and
Link. Yeah. Look at us now.
Look at us now.
Who would have thought?
1 year later.
Who would have
Less than
thought?
1 year later.
Hey, my goodness.
Come on, bro.
Love
So,
to see it.
So I didn't see any of the action. But then bro, because sasa tulikuwa tunatoka Sunrise.
Okay. So you didn't see any of the action?
No.
But you get some action.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Ulipea na kedong. Keding dong. Kulikuwa na spectator kwa stage. Kulikuwa na qualifying lap.
I can
Did you
neither
give a shakedown?
Oh my goodness, you're stupid.
Kaswende merudi Nairobi. Kuna mtu alisema Kaswende merudi Nairobi. How busy?
Did you see? Apparently, Naivasha ran out of condoms.
Yeah.
And then there was a dude who was in a Prado.
Yeah.
Alikuwa na zile gari za corruption. Alikuwa uko juu kwa sunroof.
Imeandikwa Mr. Condoms kwa jacket yake ya red.
Then he was just giving out condoms.
Yeah.
What
was the audio? I haven't listened to the audio because I think I clicked on it when I was at work. And I didn't want to play the audio because kwa jana sema nini.
No, I didn't listen to the audio either. Because I just saw it, like a guy giving out condoms.
I'm glad people are using protection.
Yeah. But also, bro, man, I think it's just tough for everyone. Like economically, it doesn't make sense. Because I'm looking at even things like sales, looking at turnout for the events, looking at a lot. Like I'm sure. Okay, some vendors maybe made some money, but I'm sure a lot of people lost money. Because also, I think it's just tough, bro. It's just too expensive living in Kenya now. It doesn't make sense.
Like everyone is jumping at any opportunity. Like you've said, the number of guys who packed booze, packed food, packed anything. So mse mwenye sahi alikafunga ni mse wa condoms.
Mse wa condom. Alikuwa anazipatiana though.
Anasema anyone who was selling condoms at WFC.
Oh yeah, you made money. But also even turnout. There was more turnout last year. So remember last year there was literally one big event happening along my South Lake, which was Sunset Village. Yeah. There was no any other gig, right?
Actually, yeah. Hizo mahoteli.
The kawaida ones. Yeah. Your hotel is sold out. You want to maximize as well.
Yeah.
So there was only one concert. And that concert hata iku imejaa hivyo as much last year as well. Na baridi na vumbi sasa. Wow. But also only one concert. And the road was impassable at many points, especially after the rally, because there were so many people.
Yeah,
bro, you'd be in traffic for 4 or 5 hours.
What I saw, was it a video of like hata ujui lanes inaanza wapi?
Yeah, but this time around there was barely any traffic.
Okay,
actually, all the traffic was just near the events, because now you have so many events happening next to each other. Cars are turning, some cars are coming in, overlapping. But you could drive around. Last year, guys were coming from Soisambu on Saturday to come back for Sunset Village. Walikuwa nafika 1 a.m.
What?
They left like at 7 p.m. Guys were arriving at 1 a.m.
I don't remember much from.
Of course.
Mimi lights out mapema.
Lakini bro, ile baridi ulikuwa unaingia hivi, ulikuwa unatoka gari hivi unapigwa na baridi hivi. Unarudi sawa. Bro, hata it was so hard to get drunk. But how did you get drunk? We tried.
No, it's because I started earlier.
Yeah.
So mimi sikuwa najua tunaenda venue mapema.
Because you guys were staying on the north side.
Yeah, because me I knew we'll go in the evening. So I said, let me drink and then I'll pick that kapana up for like 4 to 7. So saa ile zangu zimeshika naenda kupiga pana ndo namba tuoge. Hey.
Yeah, because we needed to go early. But anyway, it's you see what happens to a town as small as Naivasha for just one weekend when there's something like a WRC. And I can imagine just how much money has been pumped into the business community in Naivasha. It's a good thing to see. But also, Koroga should not, 4 days is too much. That's the other thing I learned. Don't do 4 days. 4 days too much. Koroga. Bro, 4 days, low turnout the first 2 days, then you probably have more people on Saturday than the most
you'd
people
rather
on Sunday.
they use those resources
2 days,
for 2
maximize.
super days.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because 4 days, you get tired.
Tired, Riley.
You get tired, Riley. Anyway, so Naomi Osaka. Wait, do you know much about the rally though? Because me nilikuwa nakushow. I know like number 1 to like 4, 5 is Red Bull drivers.
Yeah.
But me I just not Checo. And Verstappen.
Hawezi taja hizo majina. Kwa shakedown huko
Sijui
uliza majina. And you guys
Lob,
were so close to them.
But it was nice seeing the engineering. Oh, those guys are busy, bro.
Love it.
Like the drivers are probably the ones who are participating. No, I mean the mechs don't sleep.
Because every time a stage is done, the cars are always up.
Yes. And
Things are being replaced, things are being
and there's
upgraded.
minimum 4. Like
Yeah.
literally, like if it's the tires only, there's one person handling each. Like I think you can't just risk leaving something. So you handle it, specialized malizana nayo. Seti, ulisahau kufunga bolt. It was interesting to see how that worked. Because even Lob crashed his car.
Yeah, I saw there was an incident.
Then
the green one.
No, it was
the ones who
Ford, bluish nini. Then the next day they worked on the car overnight. The next day he was racing. Yeah.
Yes,
Nalimaliza I think like number 10.
Clinical work.
DNF the first day. Anyway, so Naomi Osaka and Lebron. So this is the story.
Are we gonna censor it? No.
Nah.
Me, I'm speaking Japanese.
Yeah. So you'll translate.
I'm like Hanakuma, but in Japanese. I'm not speaking Swahili right now.
We don't need to censor it.
So tell us about that
podcast. So so she has a what is it called? She has a media company that she just launched in partnership with Lebron. Remember, Lebron is part of Spring Hill.
Yeah.
What is it called? Spring Hill?
Is it the one that owns Liverpool?
No, it's the one that produced this movie. Lebron's media. Let me tell you what it's called.
Lebron has.
Then it has the barbershop show, whatever. It's called Spring Hill. Yeah, it's called Spring Hill.
This is someone say Lebron. Lebron alisema haizi tumia data kama kuna wifi. That's a waste of money.
It has to me?
Yeah, like haizi tumia data like mobile data. If there is Wi-Fi, he said anazimanga data.
But I thought that's common.
It's common, but now he was saying he'd rather. Okay, you know how you think like when you become a billionaire, like some things are small.
Like the data is
like
there.
he also said he never buys apps. Tumianga trial version ikiisha.
And that's why
which is crazy because
that's why he's a billionaire.
Yeah,
because he doesn't waste his money.
He's in tech as well, so maybe siku moja atatoa Lebron fitness app. Afu ambia say $1.99 Osaka like
no, you don't buy apps.
Lishat show. Yeah.
So anyway, they have a media company that looks to create TV series. And anyway, the point is not about the media company. The point is the name.
Yeah.
So according to Kenya, okay, so it's called Hakuna. That's the name.
Ume pronounce in Swahili. I thought you were saying it in Japanese. Hanakuma. Hanakuma.
So it's called Hanakuma for guys from this area. But that's how I'm reading it.
But that's in Swahili. You guys get
but
me?
Also,
and
also
pronounce in Swahili.
But you see,
they will say Hanakuma.
Hanakuma. But also, think about this. See, it's her and Lebron.
Yeah.
So it's true Lebron Hanakuma.
Hey.
So if it's her referencing Lebron, it's true. Lebron Hannah, you know. Anyway, so according to Kenyan dictionary, they say, quote unquote, anyway, the point is, if you are being honest, as Kenyans, we will never be mature enough for some of these Japanese names. And this comes from, it's not even about Hanakuma, it's about Kumamoto, Kanagawa, you know. Kumamoto.
Hanakuma lakini Hanagawa. There's a Swedish company called Mavi as well.
Mavi.
So someone went into a deep dive on Twitter and put like 3 or 4 companies with weird names. Should have checked that out. So now?
So the issue is not even this. So the issue is, I saw some guys online in Kenya, maybe say from the East African region, who apparently are very offended and they want her to rename it.
Watu wanajipatianga importance hivyo. Ati, can someone put me in touch with Osaka? Shut up. What?
Oh my gosh. So now, there's an article here.
No, Lebron, you can't do this. Wanjiru. Is it bundles of Safaricom? Zinafanya ukwe fala.
And that's the thing. So people want her to change the name, and guys are like, oh, you know, Swahili is spoken by over 250, almost 300 million people, and this is very offensive to us. But I'm like, yo, why is there so much entitlement? This thing literally means something flower in Japanese, and she's Japanese.
Even her, she tweeted and said, "Oh my God, you guys are overthinkers."
Oh, she did.
She said, "I'm an overthinker myself" or something. She responded very informally. Hata ikwanga like a press statement on it. It was just a tweet.
Yeah, hata
In
mimi
short,
niko, yeah.
aliwaambia mjidishi.
Yeah, literally.
Jumkona.
Yeah.
Oh my
But I
goodness.
don't get it because that's the thing about language. I'm sure it's not even this. There's so many words
There's
we
so
can
many
find in
words.
Swahili or in our own languages that could be
Yeah.
vulgar words in other languages. And if she was, bro, like, okay, you can't be a Kenyan now. You have a company called Hana Kuma. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now you'd be. And even as a Kenyan, imagine if Naomi Osaka employs you. And then now you're going to Shags for Christmas. Where do you work now? I'm in media. Which company? Nation. Standard. Hanakuma.
Oh my gosh. But yeah. So this is to me nilikuwa. Kwanza there's the guys writing threads about how she has changed the name of the company. I'm like, yo, bro, it's not about you. Chill.
Relax. No,
Yeah, like get laid or something. Tafuta mwenye ako nayo.
Hey.
Which brings me to the other thing. I wish Mariah was here because this would have been a better conversation to have with Mariah.
Yeah.
You know, like we said, no. We said no.
No uterus, no opinion.
No uterus,
when it comes
no
to
opinion.
abortion.
Yes. So
Wachia watu wanakuma.
So are we calling this episode Shawty for the Forest? Are we calling
We'll figure out a name.
Let me tell you. So we'll figure out a name. We had no uterus, no opinion. Shawty for Ivory Coast. The coast is silent. Anyway, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So that brings me to this discussion. So apparently, is it the Supreme Court? Either has
in the
overturned
States.
the US Supreme Court, would have to overrule a landmark ruling that was made in 1973 that supported abortion. So basically, it was legal to have abortion. Now, there's a bunch of men who will never ever get pregnant, who will never ever need to get an abortion, who have decided
pushing bills.
They're pushing bills to overturn this ruling. So that could make abortion illegal in a lot of the states, in a lot of the states in the US. And I think they put, let me see, is it like after 10 weeks? Something.
After 10 weeks, it becomes illegal.
Yes, kitu kama hiyo. Then so some of them are saying, so no, the state law now allows abortions up to 20 weeks currently. So according to the argument is that they value life from inception to natural death. That's some of the reasons they're giving.
Yeah. But they don't care about the hundreds of millions of kids
Yeah, literally.
who either don't have good parents or like they're growing up in deplorable conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So the weird thing is one, the fact that there's men who are behind pushing this bill.
Yeah.
And then secondly is because there's okay. I'm personally pro-choice. You know, I know you also are pro-choice.
Yeah.
So most of them are maybe pro-life. And in my logical brain, I do not see how an embryo or a fetus is more essential than an actual
person who's
human
living.
being who's capable of making another baby.
Makes sense.
So the fact that I feel like women should be allowed to make rules about their own bodies if it's needed.
I don't even get why it's guys discussing in those levels at the Senate nanini. Because I read a tweet. Someone said, I've been quoting people on this podcast. Someone said,
we credit.
American politicians don't believe in abortion until they get their side chicks pregnant. And then all
Which
of a
is
sudden
true.
it's like, go take care of it. I have a wife.
Yeah. But also, you see, it's also the dangers whether we make this, it's also the dangers that come with making something like abortion illegal because fact is, women are always going to get abortions.
Yeah.
People get abortions for different reasons, you know.
Yeah.
maybe you're not ready. And there's also the guys are like, oh, then have safe sex or don't have sex or don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, bro, people are still going to get abortions.
Condoms
So if
bust.
you make this thing illegal, then what they're doing is it's going to be a danger to their bodies because there's not going to be
They're
safe
gonna be
spaces.
doing it like in back routes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And now you're creating like a black market for it. And then
Yeah.
in black market, there's no regulation. So there's no
Exactly.
control. You make this thing legal, then you're sure that they'll get the best care and they can go to specific places
and
where...
make it a healthcare issue because that's what it is.
Yeah,
It's a
it
woman
is.
issue first and then it's a healthcare issue.
Yes. Because you don't want now people, buying random pills to take in the house.
Yeah.
And then we've had so many incidences of things that could
Yeah.
go wrong, And I think that's my biggest problem. You make some of these things illegal, and then now you are endangering people more by making this illegal, as opposed to just making illegal and let guys decide.
it. Yeah.
Also for guys who want to get pregnant and keep the babies, let them keep
That's
the
fine.
babies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people should be responsible for their own decisions. Let people decide. Yeah.
Very well.
Is there anyone
put.
who's pro-life? Yeah. Or is pro-choice? Anyone who's against abortion here? No one?
Love it.
Nogopa? Dennoh, yes.
I think
Yeah.
during abortion, maybe the risks that are there, they can make it to be illegal because it's like when you want to commit suicide, we can't let you do that because in the long run, it's one on a day. Yeah.
But me, I support creating safe spaces for people to come commit suicide.
I get what you're meaning, but I think it's the way you've presented it. How is it safe then?
I mean, like
Okay.
options, like
assisted dying.
yeah, assisted dying. Yeah. if that's a better word for you.
No, it's I think that's
Yeah.
that's the textbook that the what politically correct word or
assisted
it's called
dying.
what? It's for example, like when you're in so much pain, when you're sick, and what's the term for it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. And then they
Yeah.
induce. Like
Yeah.
you can
Induced.
be. Yeah.
It's induced.
Yeah.
But in some places, I think it's Sweden, some European country. There's someone who was saying like it shouldn't only be at you when someone is sick, when they're in a coma for how long, and it should be, do I want to do this? And then you get there, they give you counseling if you still want to do it.
You still wanna do it? Yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if the government says it's your life, because in Kenya it's very stupid. If you survive a suicide attempt, you're sued for attempted murder.
Yeah, because you are a property of the state.
Yeah.
Because
So
I'm
we
like,
should put a trigger warning when you do the video because of the
video?
topic. Yeah,
For?
just for suicide.
Oh yeah.
Trigger
Oh, no,
warning, yeah.
definitely.
We'll
Yeah.
do that.
So anyway, yeah, that's something like I feel like it's very easy for someone to jump. We'll come back to jump with that headline and I support. So I understand the disclaimer.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, bro, again, people are going to kill themselves. There's things you can't help. So people are going to kill themselves. I look at some of the people I've known, people jumping from buildings,
Yeah.
the rope thing. It's brutal.
It's crazy.
It's brutal. So if there's scientific ways to kill people, easy, fast, no pain, nothing. So I feel like they could actually create spaces where there's the process, go through counseling, go through everything. Eventually, if you still want to go, I think you should be able to go. Ukiamua. Anyway, you didn't finish. So you were saying you have a problem with?
Yes, abortion because when you mali ya serikali mwisho wa siku. So if you endanger yourself and also another someone that's coming.
Wait, so what are you saying? Like,
Are you pro-life? Do you support abortion?
I don't.
You don't. Uh-huh.
Thank God you'll never get pregnant.
No uterus, no opinion.
No, it's just no opinion. Yeah, but yeah. So also these are some of those things where people will never agree.
Yeah.
That's why for me I'm just like,
Yeah. But I guess
people
what
can never
Chaxy
agree.
is saying, and I concur, is if you make something legal, then you're able to create policies that regulate it.
Yes.
So it's safer for everyone in the long run.
Yes.
I'd rather, like a square to like, oh, gee, I know someone who can sell you pills. I know someone who can take care of it. I know someone who can do this. You could like, let me walk into a hospital and say, this is where I'm at. This is what I want done.
Yes.
And then let there be a due procedure. Like there's counseling, of course, because it starts from up here. And then before it's even whatever it will be, even if it will be induced, if it will be a surgery or whatever, it starts like the full medical process. Let there be meds. Let there be post-counseling.
Yeah.
It's the same way they can't give you like HIV results without talking to you.
Yes.
Nowadays, you know how that was made into a policy. I feel like, and then again, it's a woman issue first. So they should be at the front line of
I
saying
think
what they
it's
want,
not
yeah.
a woman issue because nani amempea ball tuanze tu
No,
hapo.
what I'm saying
No.
is,
Uh-huh.
it's not just a woman issue, but it's a woman issue first. Like yende anabeba ball.
Mm-hmm.
We kazi yako iliisha hapo hivyo. Vile uli?
Yeah. Like literally, okay. This is why
Mhm.
it's a woman issue first.
Mm.
It's because you make a girl pregnant, right? If they decide to keep the baby or get rid of the baby, you have nothing to do with it. You can't do it. Utafanya nini? You'll kidnap her and watch her for 9 months. Mwambie wewe utoi. You know what I mean? Like if she wants to, she'll do it. So you have no control.
And if she wants to keep it as well,
She'll keep it.
even if you don't want
Now,
her to keep
imagine
it.
now you want her to get an abortion, and she wants to keep it. What do?
Ni mwili yake.
Yeah. So it's a woman issue first because they're the ones who will carry, and that's why they should be. They should make their own laws about such issues.
Yeah.
Even just if we need to. And the same thing. It's the same thing even with drugs. So it's people do drugs. We can't run away from the fact
Whether
that
they're legal or not. Yeah.
people will do cocaine, people will do heroin, people will do all these drugs.
Yeah.
So the problem with all these drugs being illegal is now you end up having things like the crack epidemic in the States. So because it's illegal, you don't have regulations, and then you can't control quality.
Yeah.
So people can make whatever they're making and sell, which is more harmful to bodies because capitalism, sijui wase mix nini na nini. But then if these things are legal, that means I can go to an authorized dealer and I can get the best quality, and I know it's like we can regulate it.
And it even makes it easier to like manage things like an addiction crisis.
Yes, exactly.
Or whatever. Like if everything, I think all drugs should be legal. They shouldn't be commercialized, but I shouldn't go to jail for doing ABCD.
Yeah.
I should get counseling. I should go to an, what do you call it? Like a rehab. Like I need to get help, not get prosecuted for it. Because it's addiction. At the end of the day, whether you're addicted to A, B, or C, or D, you're all addicts. And what you need is help.
Honestly, I've hardly seen someone who's high and unhappy. Just saying. Just saying.
Kuna zingine zinakuanga noma.
I think, yeah.
Here's my solution to the modern world. We have a lot of problems generally in the world. In very different, financial. We can stay here and talk about problems, yeah? I think, and this is my modern solution for these modern problems, they should look like for a place in the world and they create a new country for liberals. For anyone who's open-minded. Alafu they have, let's say, 20 commandments or something. Huku tunafanyanga drugs. Huku abortion illegal. Huku ABCD.
Basically, huku you live your life the way you want.
Even if it's a social experiment. And then you get to become a citizen of that country. Mali huko hivyo mko like, wa? Heroin yetu inakuanga produced in a factory.
Yeah.
Kuna, like, all these things we're talking about, assisted dying, abortions, addictions, drugs, nini, religion, no religion, atheist state, whatever. So we just have a country, we tweet, Hanakuma, Ketumali. And then, like, anyone who's free-minded and then nini, I'd like to see that even as a social experiment.
True.
Because I'd want to see, like, okay, 50 years down the line, how far have these guys processed?
Can you imagine in terms of progression?
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, some of this, like psychedelics. Bro, I've had such good experiences with psychedelics. And I'm like, shit.
You're admitting to doing drugs.
Yeah, because they're legal elsewhere. I didn't say I did them in Kenya. So
where are they legal?
Huh?
Where are psychedelics legal?
There's the study. I was part of this study in Harvard. You know where
Harvard iko pale Runga.
Do you know where they're legal? In hospitals.
Oh yeah.
Surgery.
Death.
So
kusema ukita kwambia say like I've been on cocaine but it was morphine. Morphine.
It was morphine.
But I hear you.
Yeah. So in terms of progression, okay.
Yeah.
So I understand why sometimes they're legal. Because I'm like, shit. People become so open-minded. It's like awakening
you're freeing people's mind, yeah.
You're freeing people's mind, and now you're gonna lose control because you need to control their mind for you to control people.
As a government.
Yeah. So I'm sure they have.
Watutengeneze tu country yetu, unadhani itaitwaje?
Damn. Twitter aje sasa.
Na atuachi hiyo dem ako in love na fence. Huyo you're too open.
That's our leader.
Hey,
that's our king.
That's our Wajakoya.
Wewe na Canada.
Wait.
That's our kings.
Hey.
Yeah, huyo by the way.
Atahama na offense yake. Me, I have so many questions for that story.
I will make sure she has the best fences she can get. We'll make an Eiffel Tower. Like, yeah, that is our leader. But yeah, so for real. For me, I'm 100% pro-choice. Pro-choice because, man, there's just too many rules about too many things, and none of these rules make sense. And sometimes nikijuliza tu, so where did this rule come from? Why? Nini? Some of them don't make sense. So I'm 100% pro-choice. Let people decide what they want to do with their bodies and what they want to do with whatever they're doing.
Ditto.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about okay, let's cover these ones before we come for racism for sale. So Kenya Airways is planning to buy 40 flying cars by 2025. Kwanza Vision 2030 ilifika wapi?
2030. Hey, 30. Chanyamaze.
Yeah.
What is a flying car? I think we need to start there. And what's the difference between a flying car and a plane?
And a plane. So a flying car, so the difference is a flying car doesn't need a runway. It's just a car that can take off. So basically, think about...
That's like saying... like multiple buses held together. I'm like, that's a train. It's like these things are already there, you know. Multiple buses held together. One of them has an engine and is pulling the rest of them, and then it uses a particular road. Bro, that's the railway system. It's like when Elon Musk was trying to say, Mati, I'm going to invent something called the tunnel.
No, we're not tunnels.
Bro, we've seen tunnels. So what's a flying car?
So a flying car, just to bring this in context,
is it like a drone?
No. So it's a car that you drive. If, for example, you run into traffic, you just fly. You fly over the
why is KQ buying this thing? Well, who makes decisions at KQ?
You need to realize KQ has not made a profit in so many years.
And KQ on saving. KQ is probably the most expensive airline to fly locally.
It is no. Hey bro. Our fly. Wanapeleka watu Goma nini? Nilikuwa naangalia prices niko like
even right now. Okay, let me say. Let's say going to Mombasa.
Do you want to check?
Or like going to LD.
Let's check. Let's check wale wase wa Jambo.
The time return flight.
And then we check KQ, sindio?
But see, they're one and the same.
No.
See, they're managed the same. See, KQ is Jumbo Jet. I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Because this was supposed to be the cheaper option.
Yeah, the cheaper option for KQ. Unawezaje lipa return ticket kwenda Mombasa 30k ndio upatiwe maji na makidi.
Do you remember when I was trying to change flights? It didn't make sense. And then, okay, let's check. Where do you want to go to? Let's do a round trip. From
Mombasa to
Nairobi.
Just the easiest.
Say from Nairobi to Mombasa. Let me pick a date and you come back for. So let me pick like first week of November. Sindio? Sindio too.
Then you book domestic flights that far ahead.
So one flight. No, so nasema tu just so that ndio upate rates ziko fair. I'm not trying to book a flight now. So on Jumbo Jet, if I traveled November 1st, I have options 8K, 8K, 10K. Of course, that's 8K.
Return.
This is
it's 8K.
No, this is one way.
Okay.
One way 8K and 10K. Return 8K zote. 8K.
Okay, so that's like 16 Gs.
Yes, so 16 Gs. If I book Nairobi to Mombasa on KQ, Mombasa.
So ukienda kwa booking unaandika, do you want to go there in a flying car? Like, but do they na feel like how many chocha Chaxy?
No, see jokes. Like literally, ni gari in a drive, so you don't need a runway, you don't need an airport, you don't need nini. It's just a car that can take off.
So a chop.
So 8K, so say 16K, right? Book now. Fuck, my internet is loading. Which is now the cheaper option. Hold up. But then, in terms of comfort, for sure, Kenya Airways.
Yeah, definitely.
Comfort, size.
Also, fun fact here, Kenya Airways
so Kenya Airways, same period, is 6'8". Told you, bro. 6'8". And literally, we realized this, because last day we were like with Alex, how is this supposed to be the cheaper option, but we're spending this much?
Yeah.
Then we were like, let's check AQ.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah, that's actually cheaper. So 6.
There's a time we went to Diani, alafu we booked one-way tickets because return tickets are not making sense. Ilikuwa hiyo time ya New Year's. So unajua tumeruka mwaka. Now we go to book tickets coming back to Nairobi. Tukapata sijida almost 20k. So tukatumia tu hiyo doku book how. Tukakaka hapo kidogo. Like I'd rather 20k. Wacha nikae Diani another 2-3 days. Than your 20k nikae kwa hewa 1 hour.
Doesn't make sense.
Acha nione pesa yangu ikiisha pole pole. I'd rather niende live hotel room ya 7k 3 nights.
Yeah.
Lakini nione hiyo pesa ikiisha 7k per day. 5 minutes.
How do? You know, I'd checked. I think I closed this tab.
KQ was the first flight I've ever taken a shit in.
Bro, I've never taken a shit in a flight.
Hey, you shouldn't. It's bad.
I know.
Kwanza it's not ergonomically sound for us big people. Like nilikuanga hiyo choo ni konda ni ndogo. Like nilitoshea hivi like end to end. So tatizo nilikuwa.
Well, where does the shit go to? Like
So that's the weird thing. First of all, this story is very weird because I was flying from Mombasa to Nairobi. It was one of those times akina Lekio aliniita tu form uko hivi alafu sikuwa na kitu ya kudu nikaishia tu. But now them they were coming back like on a Wednesday. Me had work on Monday. So say I booked the first flight out Monday. 7 a.m. Ndio niko nimelala.
And this is a local flight?
Yeah.
45 unge hold 45 minutes.
Bro, see listen. First of all, Alekio was the one booking the flight for me. And then he booked Nairobi to Mombasa. So mimi nafika Mombasa. Nimeingia kwa airport napatiana hiyo whatever. The online check-in thing. Aniambia, your flight is about to leave, but from JK. I'm like, no shit. So changing flights ni nini. Anyway, long story short, ilikuwa tu siku refu. So see, I had a hangi.
As usual.
And then I wanted to take a shit in the house before I leave. But I was like, if I take this shit, I'm gonna miss the flight.
Kwani how long do you shit?
Can be 2 minutes, can be 45. Who knows? In a different later talker.
Ukishit for 5 minutes, you shit for a week straight. Basically, you can shit tomorrow today.
Hey, it's
you can shit in advance.
So see me ingia. Okay, so I changed my flight and I get like on a 10 a.m. flight. Nimechila hapo tuko airport. And then for some reason I didn't go to the airport toilet. I think I was like, I can hold it some more. Hey, your time niko na work somewhere around Kilimani. So I was like, I can make it to the office. Then my car was at the airport because my friend had borrowed it. So akaniambia nimeacha hapo, there's a pilot there. Akaniambia gari yako iko kwa parking, utaipata tu hapo. So mimi niko like, shit, nasikia kuendesha. That was a joke. So, nikaingia kwenda. Worst part is, I was booked, my seat was at the front kabisa, and then it was a big KQ flight.
So you had to go all the way.
For maybe 100 people. The toilets are all the way at the back. Yeah. So me first of all time ya take off ndo nasikia sasa hii kitu imekam. So I'm like, shit. And then you can't go shitting when you're taking off. So you have to wait for the seatbelt lights to nini. Yeah. So we take off, 10 minutes later, we're cruising. I may say, itabidi. So I called the air hostess and I'm like, hi, I'd like to use the loo. Can I? She's like, yeah. And then she's like, all the way to the back. I'm like, acha kuwa short. And then the plane was full. It was like only maybe 2 seats are empty. Yeah. And then it's Monday morning, everyone is looking fresh and proper, and then there's me. I'm sweating. I'm hungover. I have a mask on, but it's, what? So I'm walking down the aisle. Pole tu. Unajua vile natembea nikishika hivi vitu. And the guys uko nyuma ananiangalia tu. Which I can't blame them because what else are you going to look at in a plane? This is the most interesting thing. My biggest worry was nikiona nimekuja hivi alafu mse hapo nyuma amke tu aingie chooni. Like bro, you saw me coming. And it's one loose. So see me I go ingia, I'm like shit, so ingia hapo bro. Nimejifinya, kapiga shughuli. Now it's time to flash the shit. I wasn't ready for it next. So there's no water like to flash it, you know. So it gets suctioned. Like so me I wasn't told this is what happens. First of all, when you go the toilets, the hostesses wamekaa hapo hawa wawili, the jumper seat. So me nimeangusha huko kibugudugudu. And then I'm like, first of all, so many buttons. Sijui gani ni ya maji, gani ni ya sink. So nimeamka. I just stood up and then nikazunguka tu nikaface the ball. And then I was like, one of these buttons has to flash this shit. It's like shit. Then I pressed it. Hey, bro, I almost cramped. Alafu it was so instant. Ilikuwa like alafu now nafungua and then the two air hostesses are looking at me weirdly. Now I'm sweating. There's no air conditioning in the toilet.
How long were you in there?
Like 3 minutes maybe.
Oh, okay.
I was there for 3 minutes and then I shook her. Then when I'm walking back, now there was a mama who was looking at me. I walk all the front. I don't know, when I'm walking at the front, I'm like, yeah, she's still looking at me. So I go sit and then I was on the window seat. Yeah. So I go, this guy, I'm like, excuse me. I sit down. That was the first time I took a shit on the plane. The next one I'll say on the next episode.
So you've done it again?
Now I fell in love with it. I'm like, I gotta see it again. So I think my new hobby will be traveling the world, different airlines.
Shitting on the planes.
To see who has the greatest suction. That was 2.3 seconds. KLM. You're number one.
Oh my god.
It wasn't a pretty shit. It was a hangover shit.
Was it nice?
It wasn't the nicest.
It wasn't the nicest.
Nile ina veggies. Ilikuwa tu na
What
nyama,
color
gin.
was it?
I didn't
color
look.
was it?
I never look at my shit, yeah.
For real?
Damn.
I
I never look.
think you
Unless
should.
like if I catch it by accident. Like, shit, I've seen it. It looks like shit.
Wait, okay. So let's jump to this Obegi thing. But then on your question on the flying cars. So basically, Google says so it steers like a car, but banks like a motorcycle with dynamic vehicle control, adjusting the tilt, angle, and corners. The driver's input is distributed between front wheel steering and vehicle tilting based on speed and road conditions to maintain balance.
Okay.
Yeah, basically. So it's literally a car that drives and can fly. So the big question would be, airlines are controlled.
Yeah.
So you know which airline a plane is going to use at what time, nini. So for flying cars,
What's gonna happen?
How does that happen?
Unaenda tu kula JKA na kuna Boeing inakam.
Imagine.
First of all, who's gonna fly these things?
See you.
Is it pilots or DL yangu ya petans?
Unaenda kwa
And then now on
plane
the road. Unaenda NTSA kwa plate DL.
Yeah, it's weird, but I don't think we need flying cars in Kenya by 2025.
KQ is
2 years,
making questionable decisions.
I feel like KQ have better problems. So, they should literally begin by just making profit. Just make even one bob a year.
Yeah.
Before you start getting flying cars. And so 40 flying cars. So are they okay?
And then why 40? Like strands and ambili. I feel like that's an impulse purchase.
So are they, because I'm like, are they private? So if it's KQ, they're not private. They're for commercial use.
Definitely.
So basically watakuwa na gari tu zenye, but it doesn't make sense. Zenye watakuwa na drive car like an Uber. And then this motherfucker can take off.
So what next? Watasema now we have what? Floating cars. Like that's a boat.
Oh, yeah.
Now we have long cars.
That's a train.
Mina feel tu ndege zibaki tu ndege.
Yeah. Let the cars be, bro. So Franco Obegi, did you know who this dude was? Because you are a Twitter guy.
Yeah, I didn't know him personally. I just used to see like one or two of his tweets. Yeah. Or like memes and stuff online, and then he went MIA for some until now, the unfortunate news.
Yeah. So you had, since he went MIA online, you hadn't heard of this guy. So basically the story is so 4 of them, him and 3 other dudes were brutally murdered. And their bodies disposed like in some forest. I'm trying to get the story, hold up. Yeah. So 4 of them, they were dumped in Kijabe in Kiambu. They were reported missing, blah, blah. So the story is, apparently, he was a scammer. Have you been scammed before by this online guys?
I haven't been scammed online.
I have.
I've been
indirectly.
I've been scammed before. Okay, scamming, conning. What's the difference? Okay, me nimekoniwa, just scammiwa.
So what happened? I was in uni. I'm just hustling, just looking for whatever I need to do. This is around when Bitcoin is such a new thing. Then so I'm reading about it. I've gotten a wallet, but I'm not sure. I'm not trading or buying.
You should have bought.
I should have. Bro, I had been balling.
Hey, you guys.
Anyway. So one of my homies from uni tells me that he has this business thing he'd like to discuss. Fanya nini. I'm like, sawa, boom. Set up a meeting. We meet. He tells me how he has a friend who's trading in Bitcoin. and they're making so much money. So all we need to do is I need to get like an is it PayPal? I need to get a PayPal of a friend who's in the States because the Kenyan one has a limit. There's a limit, and then Zuko too is gonna block you all the time. You see guys complain online all the time. But now a PayPal from the States doesn't have a limit because he was like, so we're gonna make transactions of around how much? Around maybe 500K in a day.
What?
So me, I'm interested. I was with Shawty for internship who had just gone to the States. So I was like, yo, do you have a working PayPal? She's like, yes, I have a working active PayPal. I'm like, sawa, I have a friend who's trading in Bitcoin, so they're gonna send some money. All you need to do is you when the money comes, send it to me, and then you take your cuts. So we were making like I think from the 500K we'd make like 100K. So at the time I'm like,
Between you and the babe.
Yes. So I'm like, oh shit. So 100K. Okay, and then I'm like, how many times? How frequent is this? He's like, so it's as frequent as this guy can mine because the mining. So that means, but roughly we are looking at like a minimum $1 million a month. So maybe twice. I'm like, oh shit. Bro, karibu nilianza kutafuta nyumba. You know how Jacob says our problem is we spend money before we make it.
Yeah,
I swear. So anyway, so she's game. This guy is supposed to send a trial amount to begin with. And bro, so the money comes in, boom. She sent me a screenshot. Imeingia, like I think like 300K. So niko smart kidogo because I'd been conned again before. So mi nawambia, okay, so if this is the guaranteed, then the first rollout, we check our cut, and then the rest we send you.
Yeah.
They're like, sawa, game.
Ndani.
First comes in, she takes a cut, sends me her cut, I send the rest. Then the second comes in. So now we are close to almost 400K now.
Ish.
So Mimi, Kwanza, this is now, this is now at the time when I've also decided to opt out of school. So Mimi, I'm making money.
Anasema opt out ni kama ni subscription. Sema drop out. No. If you'd like to stay in KU, press.
This is the difference. Dropping out could be because of maybe reasons. Financial money. But opting out is I've decided I'm not doing. So I opted out. Anyway, so comes in, we send me, I'm over the moon. I'm like, fuck. So I'm anxious. I'm like, okay, when is the next happening?
Matajiri wanafanyanga nini Kenya?
Yes, I'm in haraka. Nianza kuangalia holiday destinations. I'm like, ooh, this Zanzibar feels nice. Seychelles, Mauritius. Anyway, so long story short, this comes in, and the problem with this guy is like, for example, when they'd send money, because maybe it needs some time to reflect. Bro, I'd be waking up even at 1 in the night. But sasa, sina kazi, wake me up at 1 in the night to make money, I'm easy. But now the problem is the time difference, and she was in uni, she was just joined uni. So working with her schedule, but this miner would press when they sent. But me, I didn't have an issue. So this happens, the money comes in, then this guy says, there's nini coming in, we need to clear the PayPal, there's more money coming in. We're like, sawa. Wait for more money coming in. 1 week later, nothing. He's like, oh, there's some bit of an issue with my people, but don't worry. When it comes in, I'll let you know. Yeah. At some point, we're like, ask her to checks, nothing comes in. A day later, nothing comes in. 2 weeks later, she gets an email from PayPal that they have. So basically, the money that was credited debited. No, credited in her account. Someone had flagged it.
What?
So the States is one of those countries where all that money is insured. So it had been flagged, and now her PayPal was reading negative 300 and something K.
So any money she gets in a mess,
any money. Basically, she needs to clear it. She needs to clear. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. And then now she's new in the States. This feels like a problem now she's gonna have with the government.
Deportation
she's stressed.
Is looming.
Yeah. I'm like,
and it's a lot of money actually for a student.
It's a lot of money, bro. Yeah. Think about it. Anyway, so bro, I don't get what's going on. Then she's stressed. So now I'm the one who has to handle all this stress. So I'm getting back to this guy. This guy is telling me, don't worry. Your pesa, mwambie it's fine. This miner has said they will send more money, so it will clear that. Like, don't worry, it's fine. We wait 1 month, 2 months, nothing comes in. So now I'm like, fuck. Now I need to go to the cops because now what do I do? because she's stressed and she has like a limit she needs to pay.
Me, I'd love to see you explain to a Kenyan cop.
So I'm like, who do I call? One of my uncles is in the CID. But then he's like a deadbeat uncle. So I'm like, I can't call this guy.
You don't fuck with him like that.
I don't fuck with him like that. And then, family stories. I'm like, nah. So anyway, I get a contact from DCI. I book an appointment. I go. I speak to this guy. I show him everything. I have all the messages. I have all the proof. Kila kitu. I'm like, so this is what happened. But the reason why I'm going there is because I'm going there because now we figured out this guy was sending money. He needs me. I just wanted him to pay this lady, clear her PayPal to Malizane. That's why. But now now he's being dodgy. He's promising, doesn't fulfill. Being dodgy, is not picking calls.
Probably moved on to the next.
So now
victim,
I'm like, fuck. Now I need to now go to the cops because I don't have 300K to pay off. So I explain Nini, looks at me, and then now he breaks it down. He's like, now this is what is called credit card fraud. Okay. So what they do is they spend a lot of time like in the black market. They go through a lot of, especially credit cards in the States. So if you're vulnerable, if it's a card, someone has a savings account that they've not touched for a while, maybe they may not notice. You have maybe some millions and some money from there. So it's credit card fraud. That's what they do. Okay. So that happened, and so when I read the story of this guy, it was exactly the same thing. Same thing. So apparently it's a deal that went wrong, and there's a lady who was used to lure this, but then the way in which they were murdered, bro.
Hey, that was crazy. That was crazy. They must have gotten maybe scammed the wrong person.
Yeah, definitely. I think they scammed the wrong person.
The higher ups, and then this guy's like, okay, I'm Cheque.
Yeah. And I hear as well it has something to do with crypto and a lot of money that was just switching hands, and they scammed the wrong person literally. And it's weird because the mom was like, this guy borrowed 17 bob. I'm a 70 bob. 70.
Maze.
So because according to the mom, they were doing what? Online writing.
Yeah. Long story short, usipeane people yako.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So it's real.
It's dodgy, yeah.
And I've had many other stories.
You might get tied up in a store and maybe you're not even smart enough to understand what's going on. So did they ever pay this babe?
Nope.
Did she ever get into any issue with Gava?
No, she didn't get into any trouble. Okay. But now she lost her PayPal. Nini. I'm sure maybe insurance too worked. The guy got their money back. But then I don't think we've not been friends since. Okay. And I look sorry for the intern. So it's bad. It hurts. It hurts. So nothing happened. But also, the thing is, I remember at some point when I was trying to follow up, is they were trying to pin his phone, see where he is. Nini. He was moving mad. This guy who was, so I don't know, but I don't remember his name. I hope he's still alive. I hope he's not part of this.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, but it just shows me. I was having this random conversation with Chelimo online, and you're like, if you ever had I'm in prison, just know it's for fraud.
That's the only crime you do.
That's the only crime I'd ever commit. Because I'm like, if someone approaches me and it's money, is it victimless? Okay.
How is it victimless? How is it victimless?
Huh?
See, there's a victim, of course.
No, victimless. No one is getting hurt.
Physically.
Yeah.
Mentally,
it's fine. If you have therapist money, you'll be fine.
You know how cab drivers are going to stories at Jabba? Yeah. So this guy was carrying me to the airport and then he was saying so we were using the back route. So Kitambo, the airport, had 2 entries. So they closed one, I think, after the terror. Yeah. There's the one on this other side.
Airport kama iko JKA venye.
Oh. So kulikuwa na gate mbili.
Sasa mimi niligrow up kule bro. Airport zilikuwa zinafanya nini?
Amkuletwa school trip.
Nah bro.
Alafu index 1 anaambiwa ingia kwa cockpit.
No. Sisi the only school trip tulienda ilikuwa KBC. When Pilipili was popping, I got an autograph from Pilipili. That's the only autograph I've ever gotten.
May have such cool memories when I was a kid, but cameras were not existent back then. Okay.
Yeah, back to your story.
Cameras, yeah. Anyway, so airport ilikuwa na nini mbili. So they fungad one, I think, after the terror attacks in Nairobi and CGTZ and Wapi. So this guy was telling me, there's a guy, a German guy, he drove to the airport once, and this guy told him he's a fraud. He steals money from people's accounts, but he only steals money that is hardly noticeable.
Yes.
For example, let's say like you never check maybe the last 2 or 3 or 4 digits of your bank balance. Like, niko na how much? 100K. but kwangi niko na 100k and 644.
Yeah.
So alikuwa asema ati anachukuanga like a shilling or two.
But even if you took 500 bob, sorry, from a 100k and 560 something. Yeah.
Pengine ifike 99 ndo utakuwa
But also maybe because of a lot of online payments, Apple Music, Spotify, Netflix.
Kitu itakatwa tu.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah.
Debited. So ati this guy alikuwa anipigia stories za jaba ati walifunga hii airport he gets ati because this German came and one day he stole 1 shilling from everyone who was at JKIA. Ati and then he used the money to buy a plane ticket. I was like but for me that's the perfect fraud or scamming story. If you can get away of stealing a shilling from everyone or like 10 cents from everyone.
Would your conscience, would you feel bad? Would you feel bad?
I'd donate some of the money and then I'd feel bad. I'd be like, okay, oops, nimeiba, but pia nimepeana nusu. Like, kuna watu wanakula.
How long have you been rolling?
I think we've been now.
119. Oh, shit. Okay. I think this is a good point to leave it. So we have 2 more, which you can save for next time.
Okay.
Racism for sale and Kabilem. Anyway, episode 19, we are Mike Cheque.
A blast.
Over 26.
This is
This is the Brunch Club.
Over 26.
welcome back to
The mics are cool.
Now, when you watch it, you'll understand.